My testimony is cop, cocaine, convict, and Christ. And it really was like that for me. I got here because I needed help. I got here because I made some mistakes while I worked as a vice narcotics detective that changed the trajectory of my life. I have been struggling to find something, or was struggling to find something for quite some time that satisfied me after I made such a big mistake. And the only thing that gave me the joy of serving as a law enforcement officer is serving those that are sick and suffering and need help. I used to want to catch drug dealers, and I used to want to do all those things that cops get to do. And God showed me one day that you're still doing the same work, because if you help the people, then the drug dealers have no clients. So to me, I'm doing a better job now than I was then. I started off working at an amusement park. I was a Scooby-Doo cop, believe it or not. So they had these characters there where you had to follow them around, because the people would come up and kick Scooby and kick Yogi and kick these guys. So they needed to put security officers next to the characters as they walked through the park. And I found it fun just being able to talk to people and just communicate with people and just keep order and professionalism and just provide a safe atmosphere for people and their families. So that kind of kick-started me. So then I worked security jobs from the age of 18 all the way up. I did the mall police thing, and then finally I joined with local sheriff's department, and then moved forward after being there for 4 years and moved to another local sheriff's department where I was promoted to a detective, and my life was good. I was married, and I started becoming very career driven. Things were on the rise for me. I went from deputy to detective pretty quick once I transferred, because I had tenure through the other department, and I really felt like I was where I wanted to be. When I made the decision to become a part of Vice Narcotics is when I feel like things got dark for me. The exposure to that level of life, the identity crisis that I went through from learning how to pretend that I was something else while operating in the capacity of law enforcement. I think that my morals and my standards of living were different, because I was a problem solver, not a problem haver. I was someone who, when I showed up on the scene, I got to tell you what to do, and then, we left the scene, or we effected an arrest, or we did what we needed to do. But when it came to my own personal life, I didn't have the ability to deal with my problems. I wanted to pretend they weren't happening. I wanted to just kind of put them in the background and this isn't happening to me type stuff. And eventually it led to my marriage falling apart. It was a very difficult time for my life. It was simultaneously. I made a decision to use cocaine, and the results of that decision were my marriage ending completely and things just going bad for me from that point on. And I'm sure we're going to have some other opportunities to talk, but I will say that during that process, I did not know how to handle it. I did not have a circle of people that I trusted. I was the person that everyone came to when they needed help. So when I needed help, I didn't really know how to do that, know how to even ask. And it led to my demise. By no means am I giving you, or can I give you all of the story in this segment, but I can tell you it led to me, once my exit from law enforcement, once my brief period of initial incarceration took place, when I came out, I didn't know what to do. I didn't have the finances to live in a decent place. I had a circle of people that didn't know who I was, and I tried not to connect with anyone because I didn't feel safe. Yeah. I tried to stay here in this local area, and I tried to prove a point that I was okay, that nothing was wrong with me, that they were wrong, I was right, look at me. And it was all just a lie. It was all a lie. Meanwhile, all of my problems, all of my trauma, all of my shame is just doing push-ups in the background. And when it all surfaced, when the atmosphere lined up and a certain set of situations came, all that stuff came back. And I found myself committing a robbery. I found myself stealing from my family, writing bad checks. You know, it was whatever I needed to do to check out of life, because I could not deal with the way things were. And I did not know how to ask for help.
So how did you ask for help eventually?
Well, and this is going to sound weird because you don't hear a lot of people say that, but thank God that the bad check charge I got put me in jail for 6 months. Thank God.
Huh.
And this is after doing 5 years in a penitentiary from the initial charge and getting out and trying to make it, and not having a reentry process, not having a place to go that I felt safe. So you asked me why I stand up for FailSafe, because I want to be what I needed someone to be for me. You know,
yeah.
I want to be that guy because I know how important it is.
The importance of second chances.
Second chance. It's important. It's important. And my second chance got a second chance. You know, and you never know what opportunity is going to take for the person to make it. You don't want to give up on people because they may not get it this time, or they may get it this time. You know, you don't want to you don't want to just push people to the side, because it may be the day for them to change. Today may be the day. And we have to acknowledge the fact that there is a community in our community that has to operate like that. There's a community that needs support because of consequences. We have to bridge the gap. I think that people, when they get into a process of recovery, that they should want to prove that they have established a process of recovery. And that being the case, if that can be established, I think that the community should get behind that person. I don't think you get behind the person that's not ready yet. I don't think we put more into it than what they're willing to put into it for themselves. But I most certainly think that if a person takes the first step and they say, hey, I need help, we have an obligation to help them. I say this all the time. I'm like, if we don't do anything with them, they're going to do something with us. And that's how it works, because it's designed to kill them. It's designed to make their life worse and worse. It does not get better. There is no middle road. It is pass or fail. It really is.